Hello and welcome to the 32nd episode of the Gochuucast. Let me full screen real quick. Okay, there we go. And today we're going to be doing another tier list, our favorite. And today we have the Dere tier list. I don't know if you could tell looking at that, but basically, I guess the easiest way to put Dere is basically just personality trait, but put
I think
to a
it's a good way to
word.
put it.
It's the
Yeah.
easiest.
Kind of quirky.
I think everybody's familiar with Tsundere, or maybe Yandere, but
Sundere and Yandere
apparently
are
there's
the
a bunch
main
more.
two. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going through each of them, and the names are an easy way to categorize.
Apparently,
it.
there's dozens of them, though.
Yeah,
Not
literally.
all.
I would've never
There's no
known.
way. We're gonna look at the wiki later once we're done with this. If time permits, anyway. I guess one of you should probably keep track of time because I can't see my recorder.
No,
in
I
full
got
screen.
you. I
I
got you.
got it.
But yeah, there
Yeah.
are a lot that have been excluded from our tier list due to extreme specificity, or just nothing to do with personality.
What was the one that was like girl
Lightning.
who electrocutes you? Yes, exactly.
The
And
beer,
it was
the
like
beer
love
there.
and
You-
one other. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like love and one other.
It was
character or
based
something.
off of Misaka Mikoto from Toaru,
Yes,
and even though she's not the earliest, she's the
and
the
Pikachu counted.
Pikachu. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
It's a little too goofy for our
It's too specific.
for
Way too specific.
way too specific. Yeah, it's like copium level. It's one of the dairies of all time, I guess. But
Yeah.
we have compiled, and by we I mean Spat because it was his idea. Have compiled this tier list full of workable personality traits. In theory, anyway, we didn't vet his work. It's being
No.
we're
I didn't
learning.
check.
We're learning
vetted-
at the same time.
I
The
actually
Dere
don't
wiki.
know what makes half of these characters different from some of the other ones. As I'm
That's-
just looking.
That's
at this.
what we're gonna find out. Listen. I picked these because I felt like they were distinct enough. There were a lot that actually overlapped that I ended up removing just because, it's I
Yeah.
don't want to rank the same. But I feel like each of these are personality. Some of them are kind of goofy, but their personalities and especially tropes. I think in anime
Yeah.
that you'll
Yeah.
recognize very easily.
Some more common than others.
Yep. So I guess we can just start with the first one, which is represented by Kanade from Angel Beats.
Yes.
So this one's Kudere.
Yeah, this is one of the few
so
that I actually know.
Yeah, so this comes from the word cool, or the loan word in English, cool. And
I did the research
It's
project.
yeah, it's someone who's calm and collected, and they don't show much emotion. And extreme cases are completely emotionless. So I think this is a trope that feels like it's pretty pervasive in most of anime. I think everyone can name a few characters that they remember as having this personality trait. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a token trait for me. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but what do you guys think?
I like them.
You like them? Like the
Yeah.
cool,
Sorry,
calm, collected type.
ITC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. I think oftentimes they become as someone who lacks personality, or it's very easy to fall into that, which is why I tend to not like them. But I think not showing emotion is a very harsh trait, and I think that's not necessarily true in most cases. So I think they're just quiet. I think in most cases.
I wouldn't say
Um,
I entirely gravitate towards it, but I don't mind them. I have one on my top 25 favorites or whatever.
Who
and
is
that's
it?
It's Shui from No Game No Life Zero.
Gotcha.
But she comes to show more, so she breaks out of it basically. But her initial personality or whatever is chill, cool.
Yeah, I think I think as long as they break out of it, it's a lot better. So yeah, I'm not I'm just kind of on the average for her or for that trait, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends for me. I think it goes really character by character
Mhm.
because there's some that I really like, and then there's also some that I just don't get into at all. And it's probably just based on execution. Because I do in a lot of shows tend to like the calm, cool, collected characters with males, which can also be kuderes, obviously.
For sure.
But I think, especially with females, it becomes really hit or miss. Whether it's I actually buy into them being cool, or if I'm just like, I just want you to be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a womanizer, yeah.
Yo,
I'm kidding.
relax.
You're a little
Some other-
extreme.
Yeah, so one of the funny things about this wiki while I was doing the research, and that's why you see like Garfield and SpongeBob on here, because I felt like they were funny
Yeah.
examples. But they have examples, not only anime characters, but like people from like movies and like other forms of media, like video games and stuff. So apparently Suicune is a kudere, so that's canon now.
Suicune?
Yeah,
That's
Suicune from
so
Pokemon.
random.
I know, right? So that's like the funny, like whatever. Whoever's submitting this as a wiki, they're crazy with their 50 categories and 7,000
Yeah,
characters.
exactly.
That's someone's life
Cloud.
work.
Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. That's another game. If anyone has played that game, so
Anyway,
I think tolerable is fine for me, but
I'm fine to put it intolerable.
yeah, I think they're pretty, average hit and miss, I guess, to some extent. Okay.
Yeah. Is Vegeta
this is-
Tsundere? No, Tiger's Tsundere. What is Vegeta?
Pokodere. Pokodere.
Yeah. I think
Oh.
I see this name. I think tolerable's good.
Yeah, so this one kind of overlaps with Tsundere, I guess, to some extent.
Mhm.
As someone who's typically shy, but the term comes from like someone who beats someone up.
It's like
and-
extreme Tsundere.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it. I think Tsunderes often like are mean to their love interests just through words. Often,
Yeah.
But this
the
is
physical
more of,
needs?
like being
Physical.
actually physical and extreme.
Yes, exactly. Now I'm not the biggest fan of Tsunderes.
I think-
I'm definitely not the fan of that level of Tsundere.
Yeah, I think this is cringe. I'll say
This
it.
is pretty yandere tier, honestly.
That might be underrated.
Well, Vegeta's the first yandere, not non-yandere.
No,
Oh my
yandere
gosh.
in the I'm gonna change the color of that actually. Fucking
She's just gray to
desolate.
represent the bear. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
So
I don't
that's-
know. I feel like Tsunderes are already something that
Mhm.
is so overdone that it's oversaturated that it's hit or miss. But I feel like the ones that are already going towards that violence end are already being cringe. And so if we're just going full blown all the way over there,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Even if it's comical at times, it's like they punch someone and they fly
Like the
off the-
occasional whack or whatever is
yeah,
one
but
thing,
it's
but
like, if
like
that's your entire personality
yeah.
trait, it's like whack.
it's a little goofy.
Yeah, and I think Tsundere, it's like almost understandable at times because it's like, well, it's like kind of like in your elementary school, you like pretend to hate somebody because you like them,
Yeah.
even if they're dealing with adults. But yeah, this one's over the top. Funnily enough, that's the next one actually. It's Tsundere.
No-
Yeah,
because it
normal
represents the
Tsundere.
Taiga. I am. I'm gonna say
It's a
like
de-
tolerable.
It depends.
Tolerant cringe, but-
Depends. so
It's kind of
probably
the
tolerable.
same for it's kind of the same for Kudere for me, where there are some Tsunderes like Noelle from Black Clover that I really like, and then there's a lot that I also don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
I think-
got a few of them on the list on my top 25.
Mhm. Yeah, I think
So I would say it's another tolerable.
Definitely just depends on how soon is Dere, you know.
yeah, because like
I hate that
Amelia?
that makes
I don't
sense to me. The fact that you can say that and I like totally understand is something.
It's just how it be
I mean,
sometimes.
somehow Sandy Cheeks is a Tsundere according to this wiki, so
I don't know about
there's
that
stretch
one.
for everything.
I don't.
Yeah.
No,
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
just-
gonna.
that's really cool. That's really cool.
It's reaching, right?
That's city.
But
That's
yeah.
someone trying to be quirky and
That's
they
like
failed.
taking your headcanons and trying to make them real.
Yeah, anyway,
Fan fiction. Okay, next one is Aerodere. Okay, this is an anime I've never mentioned, but I've seen it. For some reason, I've never
Mhm.
mentioned. I can't remember the full name, but it's the pervert anime. Have you seen this one?
are
The
you
what?
willing to date a pervert? Or
No,
are,
oh my
are you willing to
gosh.
date a cutie if she's a pervert? I don't know.
No, it doesn't actually have pervert in it. I'll find it.
Okay, you just
Uh,
said it doesn't have the word pervert in it, but it's
It doesn't have the word pervert.
but that's you just did not narrow the
Shimoneta,
list at all.
Shimoneta.
You have no idea how little that narrows it down.
Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist.
Oh,
Oh, it's that one.
okay.
Yeah, have you seen this one?
I've heard of it.
I haven't
seen
seen
it.
it. I've
Watch
heard of
this
it.
one.
I always look
Anyway.
at the title and am like, would I like this? I don't know. I'll decide later, and then never actually click on it.
Yeah. So like, I guess the whole point of this is the arrow Dere. And the whole point of this character is like someone who acts perverted initially,
Mm-hmm.
like Arrow, right? But as they fall in love, they become like embarrassed about them being
So
perverted.
So
and
they
they're,
can't
they
talk to
basically
talk, but they
just
can't
Yeah.
walk to walk.
they basically just become
Yes.
a tsundere over time.
over time. That's a natural devolution. Yeah.
It sounds pretty stupid to me.
Yeah, it's. I kind of feel like
It's cringe. I didn't like the character in that show.
I would say
I
it's
feel like
pretty
if
cringe.
if the gimmick was just them being perverted and telling perverted jokes, that would be more
Mhm.
hype than also including the fact that like they later on are not funny and perverted, but instead just tsundere.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I feel like that makes it even worse for me.
it's just
I
like-
think this is.
Yeah.
I think it just sounds cringe. Yeah.
It just sounds
It's like
cringe.
you're turning a gimmick character into like just a bad character. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, because I think the gimmick itself could be kind of funny.
Funny, yeah. It's
But then
comic relief.
it's like, but that's not who they're gonna be. That's just who you're gonna start off with.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, why
All
is
right,
Brock here?
Next one. Okay, Mega Dere.
Mega.
So this is like
Mega.
Monka Mega. They're basically like fanboy slash fangirl. And
I
Brock
see.
was the perfect example because you know he knows the name or like he doesn't know the
He's
name.
looking
They're
for
all
a
named
new
Nurse
bitch
Joy.
every episode.
Yeah, and
He
also he knows the details of like every Nurse Joy in every city and every like Officer Jenny in every city, right? So he's a huge fan of them, right? And basically like the whole point of this is just like they're insanely
Dedicated.
dedicated, passionate fanboys slash girls. And that is a trope that does not always show up. I don't think because it kind of depends on like whether the
Yeah, you
character's
definitely
famous
don't
or not.
see it often.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I think I love Brock. I think Brock's
I think Brock
Hilarious.
is like
It's like a lot of side characters from what I
but
can
Brock
think
is
of.
comic relief,
Oh.
and the love interest of Pokemon, like that's never a thing, right? Or it's not really like a big thing at all. So it's like
Mhm.
perfect as comic relief, but like as an actual character, I feel like it could get like very
Yeah, this is hard because I feel like all the examples I can think of in my head are like
Yeah.
smaller doses than Brock.
I can
So it's
I feel like I can give Brock the pass just for being Brock, but the problem is every other character I can think of with this
Yeah.
trait is fucking intolerable.
yeah, like
That is fair.
actually, I've Misa from Death Note on here as another character, or another Dere,
Mm,
but she's also like kind of a Mega Dere because she's a fan of light,
yeah. I feel like this teeters more on the
I feel like
cringe.
it might be cringe.
Yeah, I think it's cringe.
I feel like because of
Brock is the only good
amount
part.
of
Well, you can give
Yeah.
Brock the N-word pass.
What?
Yeah. Well,
That's the best thing I
I
can
don't think
think.
any of us. I don't think any of us can give him the pass.
Yeah, I have the pass. I can like transfer it over.
Oh, you have the pass? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's news to me.
I got
That's
it. I
news
got
to
it back in high school.
me. Oh, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
I don't use
Okay.
it. Oh, let me put that out there.
Well,
I know better than to use it.
I don't know. I feel like the fact that you remember that you have the pass.
It's just like a badge of honor
Okay, dude.
that
No,
so,
alright.
someone found me chill enough to give me the pass.
Oh, okay. They gave it to you in physical form.
Yeah,
I,
they give you
no,
a physical pass.
verbal consent. I didn't get
Okay.
it. I didn't
I
get like a
think-
printed contract or anything.
I think it's much funnier if someone just like took a piece of cardboard or something and wrote on the cardboard and word pass and handed it to you. If I had that kind of power, I would do that. Anyway,
Yeah.
why is
Okay.
Kobayashi on here?
So the next one, you know how I picked. So I chose ones that are not hyper specific. However, this is a trait that I feel like I've seen in both anime and like there's like a game I play that they have this, or like a couple games that I played where this is like a trope where it's like it's called Yotadere. So this is someone who drinks a lot and they'll only become sober when they're with the person they love.
I don't think this
see.
applies to Kobayashi, but
I don't feel like it applies to any character I've ever seen with the bottle.
it's the Butchie the Rock girl.
Yeah, but she doesn't get sober
that's a
ever.
good example. Yeah,
She
doesn't
is.
love it.
I guess that's. Well, we don't know if she's the Dere type. There's no. She has an infinite supply, and she doesn't stop that shit.
Yeah, so like I remember this.
I mean, inherently,
Yeah.
this sounds fun. Drunk characters are usually pretty fun.
Yeah, they are
characters to
pretty
me.
funny.
I feel like adding the extra bits makes this feel more convoluted than it necessarily needs to be.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because if we're just thinking of this as like a character who drinks a lot and like that type of thing, then it's like that's at least good.
Right. Yeah, I remember this from this game I played. You might have heard of like JRPG. And there's one character, the professor of the main character's like group, or their teacher, or whatever. She like every time we used to go to like a city, she always used to go to a bar and like drink. Yeah, that's like the one example I could think of. I think I guess Kobayashi's like, yeah. Honestly, the love part.
Kobayashi Kobayashi does not really fit to me because like Kobayashi does drink.
Yeah,
but like the majority of the show, Kobayashi is not drunk.
That's true. That's true.
With the person she loves.
That's true.
That part's debatable, but
yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
I feel like if we're going with the Kobayashi archetype or just like character who likes to drink a lot, stuff like that, it's probably a good tier. I just feel like the definition is a little weird.
True. You know what? We'll abandon the Dere and just make this characters a drink. And I think it's good. I think they're funny, generally. Yeah.
Unless we're talking about Resh, and then it's cringe.
Oh,
yeah. At least he doesn't like ping AMQ at fucking 3 a.m. anymore.
True.
Me waking up for work to 20 pings for AMQ. No one joins in.
No way. 20?
That was a moment in time.
But there were times I'd wake up to like 3 AMQ pings. I'm like, Rush, shut the fuck up and go to bed.
Insane.
Anyway.
But I think it's good, but good to tolerable at least.
I'd say probably tolerable for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's because it's like it is a hit or miss. I feel like because if they're too out there when they're drunk, I don't know.
It's kind of annoying. Yeah,
it can definitely like it can teeter from good to cringe. Just depends. All right, so what do we got next here?
Okay, next one.
I can already tell I'm willing to put this in cringe.
I'm pretty sure this is going to cringe.
Also, Dere, a term for character who likes being hurt and humiliated. That's obvious, right?
Yeah, that's might be on Dere. Yep. It's just like
I
don't know.
Not a big masochist person.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just can't get into it. The same as like I can't get into yanderes, which we'll talk about yanderes later. But it's just like it's a kink. And it's like a pretty specific kink, and I don't know. I just don't get into the characters that are like Darkness is a great example.
Yeah.
Because when Darkness isn't being cringe and being this character type, I like Darkness. But when Darkness is being cringe and wants to get hurt and all that type of stuff, I'm just like, why are you like this?
Fair enough. Yeah. No, that makes sense. It is a kink. That's all. It's one of the kinks of all time. That's what I'll say.
Certainly.
It's
definitely one of the kinks of all time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm down to put it in the yandere tier.
I think it's down in the yandere tier.
Hey, you get 3 other people to do this, and maybe they'll put it somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder what types are going to get into our quality and good now, though.
I feel like we're slowly coming up on some things.
There's one I'm looking at right now that I'm going to like snap say's quality.
That one.
It's not
fair enough. We'll get there when we get there.
I see.
Next one is Daru Dere. It refers to a character who is lazy, dull, and they generally ignore people. So I don't think I've ever told you guys that I watched this anime. But Darker Than Black, Yeah, I watched this anime like 2 years ago or something
You
like
say
that.
darker than black?
Darker Than Black, yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the person who I think I am in real life, even though I'm not.
Do you
I
think
mean,
you
I have
think
I
you're-
have no strong opinions one way
Like
or another on this.
you know how like you think you are act a certain way, and then it's like no, you don't act that way at all. That's like me. I think I'm this person who's just like cold and doesn't like give a shit about people, and then it's like nope, not really.
Mhm.
A little
Yeah.
goofy.
Big
Another
goofy.
example that they gave that I recognized was from the main character from Nagino Ashikara, but I don't think they're like like lazy or I mean kind of. I don't know. I generally don't like characters that like don't um well it's not just laziness. I think like characters who don't feel like doing anything. It's like sure that's like
Yeah.
a mood, quote unquote, but like at some point like try to be like a real human and like do something. And characters without like a modicum of like inner drive or like any sort of emotion toward anything, it just like becomes very tiring to watch them at times.
That is true. I
Um,
think it's
yeah.
probably cringe.
I'm on the cringe
I'm
edge of it.
going through all the characters I can think that maybe fit this, and it's making the opinions tank.
Yeah.
Um,
It's yeah.
There's
Homer
nothing
Simpson.
particularly bad that I
Patrick.
can think of, so I don't think I'd put it in yandere tier, but it's probably
Yeah, no, it's
cringe.
not Yandere Tier. Yandere Tier is like a
A special place.
special
That
place
is
in hell,
special
right?
Yeah, it's a special place in hell, but at the bottom of the tier list here.
Yeah. So I'm down to put it in cringe. I think it's just like I don't know.
I think
It's just
cringe is
I don't like lazy
probably what
characters.
fits it. It could be good depending on if it's done well, but
I
overall
feel
it
like
just doesn't
tolerable
sound
mix.
entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
max tolerable.
Yeah. I think as juxtaposition to other types of characters, and I think the emotion part is also big because it's like you can have a character who's like lazy, but if they somehow connect with the main character or something like that, or they connect with another character or whatever, I think they can be like quote unquote redeemed, or like they can be like a useful part of the story. But like if it's just a character who just doesn't do anything, it's like damn, like I just don't care about you. I'm sorry. Like yeah. So I think it's on the edge of cringe. I think it's a good place to put it.
Anyway,
All right, next one. Yui from
Origaru.
Origaru. Yeah, it was
Well, if we're just rating Yui, then obviously it
No.
goes to
okay. So
quality.
Dere characters Dere, which I mean
Mhm.
it's like the same thing. They're usually sweet and energetic, and they're usually pretty happy. And regardless of what happens, they usually go back to their happy self. Personally, I don't mind these kinds of characters. They're pretty good usually.
I would say
I love
probably
happy
good.
characters.
Yeah,
I
They
would
can
think
definitely get
good
overly
too.
happy,
There
but
can be really exactly. There can be really good examples of this character type, but I think overall I probably wouldn't put it all the way to quality. I think it would just be good.
I feel like some of the
Although I
worst
do
examples
enjoy these characters a lot.
would probably go to like, because down here I see we have Toka from Data Live, and she has like what I would say like probably like the one that like can get more cringe in terms of this one, because they're like kind of similar characters or whatever, but she's like
Mm-hmm.
dumber.
yeah,
But we'll get to that at the end.
yeah,
but
yeah. That is actually figured that out. No, but yeah, some other examples of this are like Chika from Kaguya-sama.
yeah.
I like her personality.
That's a
I think
great example of why
she's
it's
hilarious.
not
I love her.
quality.
She's like actually one of my favorite characters. She's like, yeah,
Oh,
she's the
yeah.
best.
How far have you gotten through Love is War at this point?
I finished season 1. I still haven't started
Nice.
season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then from Toradora, Minori, the red-haired girl that I thought was lesbian for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty happy, right? In general, throughout the show, and like it's not like she doesn't.
Generally, yeah.
And it's not like there are people who are happy, but it's not like she doesn't show like emotion in certain parts of the show, right? It's not like it's not like she doesn't experience the full range of emotion. It's just like in general they're very happy people, which I like. I think it's so. Yeah, I think good is a good place to put it. I think yeah. Another thing is like bubbly, like the bubbly personality that gets like too happy all the time. It's like that can be kind of great.
See, I like bubbly characters, but
Mhm.
I think like would be the specific word I would use, and that's why in this case I think of good, because I don't think there's any bubbly characters other than Yui who I would say I like are really high tier or anything like that. It's just
Right.
that's a character type that I will usually enjoy.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, me too. Okay. Next one. I use 02. It's a Hiyakasu Dere. It means a playful character who likes to tease and flirt with other characters.
Oh, I hate that 02 is the example here. I actually really like this type of character.
Yeah, I've
Well, would you
never
like,
watched the Franks. We're
what
a little
about
too
It
late
makes sense.
to
It
change
makes
the
sense
picture.
for 02 to be the character here. I just hate that she's the example because I don't think she's an example I particularly like of this type.
what about Johnny Bravo? That's the example.
Yes,
Johnny
that's
Bravo.
it. That's it. Quality.
Okay.
Johnny Bravo's hilarious.
Johnny Bravo has sold me.
Anyway,
No, these characters to me are just it's like what we were talking about, how the one perverted type was kind of cringe because it's built in that it's also going to just get worse. These to me are the characters that like I would date these people in real life, the ones who just like joke around and
Okay.
have fun.
I want to make one quick distinction. I'm assuming that this is just playful, and this down here is like the more
Yes.
extreme end.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
willing to
This
put
is
this
the playful one.
in quality.
Yeah. I think this one's quality.
Yeah, I would put it good, but quality's good. Yeah, I think in general they're usually pretty funny. So, and-
Speaking of quality, Sleepy Girls, the next
Yeah.
one,
yeah, that is actually-
absolutely based at high quality. Sleepy Girls are absolutely
it's-
top tier, always,
yeah, it's
and they
called
always
Nebula
they always
Dere.
have giant pillows that come out of nowhere, and they have them at all times, or they're like sleeping on other girls in scenes, like on their shoulders and stuff, or just on a bench during the club meeting or something. They're so based. They are literally me.
I'm trying to like think of characters like this. I can think of like two.
Yeah,
The specific one I'm thinking of is Kanata from Love Live Nijigasaki, who is my favorite character from the Love Live franchise.
a
Period.
little bit biased.
I can think
Little
of
bit
there's
biased.
one in Chunibyo, and then there's also
Yeah, that's the one that
Hatsune from Precon.
Gotcha.
There's a few that come to mind. Hatsune was one of the ones I was thinking of too. I don't know. They're like fun to me, and like I'm someone who is tired, so I relate to them. But also, I think it's just funny when serious things are happening, and then the character is like yawning, like I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah,
It's like that's me. That's how
Yeah.
I feel. Like 6 hours into my 8-hour work shift, it's
Yeah.
just is it nap time yet?
Yeah, it's an interesting form of comic relief. The one I think of, and the one that example that they gave, you know that GIF of Luigi reading something, and it's like the text where it's like he's reading something and he like opens a book and he instantly falls asleep. Those are the
Yeah.
examples that they gave.
That
I was
is
just like,
funny.
thinking of that GIF. It's just so good.
That
I think
is
it's just
pretty
like
funny.
it's like mostly uses comic relief in anime, which is like fair enough, you know. I think I'm willing to put it in good just because it's like funny most of the
I
time.
think the one reason I like it a lot is a lot of characters that I have seen, specifically Kanata is the one that comes to mind, but characters I see with this type, there's usually some like personality tied reason why they're so tired.
Mhm.
So like in the example of Kanata, it's like, oh, she's always doing extra work at home to take care of her sister and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And I'm a sucker for like things like that. So usually sleepy character, I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun, and then they hit me with some like backstory reason why they're sleepy so much.
They're working
and
so
I'm always
hard.
like,
Yeah.
all right, this character's based.
I'm willing to
Yep.
go good. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
good's
think it's
fine.
good.
All right.
Okay.
So all right. So what does she fall under? Because if it's not Tsundere,
Yeah.
It's
How is Kagura?
Usodere. It's a character
Okay.
who tricks people to win the heart of their love interest.
I
To be
see.
fair, for
I didn't know
Kaguya,
this.
it's kind of like gimmick of the show.
Yeah, the
But,
whole
like-
gimmick is that they're like playing games basically.
Yeah.
Is there other examples of this?
Probably.
Because I'm
Find
trying to wrap my head around this one as to
Ichika
like,
from Quince.
Said
Yeah.
Ichika. She's kind of
Yeah.
Ichika.
Yeah, kind of.
Ichika was the worst Quint, and I hated her. So
Hey, dude, relax.
she was such an asshole, and you have no idea. Even if she redeemed herself by the end, I still didn't like her. I'm willing to put this in like tolerable, because I feel like it depends on how hard you go, and Ichika did not quite fit the bill of quality for that one.
Yeah, I feel like this is tolerable because it's a character type I feel like I should enjoy, but I can't think of any example I really liked other than Kaguya.
Yeah.
And even
I
that's like I just liked Kaguya generally, but Kaguya is not breaking any of my top, 50 top 100 best girl lists or anything. So
top 100.
Yeah,
maybe top 100. That's a lot.
The better Kaguya girl anyway. So,
but yeah, I think lying and manipulating and stuff like that can go very far very quickly.
It can be pretty fun, kind of similar to like the teasing character. It can get pretty fun and entertaining, but also
it can get insane.
Yeah, it can also get really bad and insane.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I think this one's someone that depends.
If you're still listening right now, Daniel has been on the screen highlighting it a lot. We have audio only, people. So follow Gochuucast on Twitter at Gochuucast.
I totally don't not tweet on it ever.
Yeah, definitely is something that we use consistently.
Yeah, I definitely don't do it like once every 5.
Daniel keeps playing with the follow button, so plug time.
Oh,
plug.
Anyway.
Subscribe by Tier Maker.
Also subscribe on the YouTube, the Anchor, all that stuff.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that again later.
This isn't the intro. We still have enough. We have like 9 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Yep, 9. Okay.
And first up on the next 9. What is it?
Yes, Dere. This is someone who's like shy to a point where it's like a lot, like very, very shy. Asocial, I guess, asocial, antisocial, one of those, but like extremely shy. I guess like this also kind of carries over into like the hikikomori, where it's like someone's like a shut-in or like a hermit. They don't generally like communicate with other people.
I think this one to me is like too much. Like I don't dislike shy characters, but like Komi is a great example for me because Komi, I don't know very much about Komi. For what it's worth, I'm sure Komi is great and the character is great. It feels like a little too much into the shy realm for me.
I feel like we're focusing on like the example. Like Komi is an extreme example, obviously.
We absolutely are.
There's characters like we have Bochi this season, which I would say falls into that, and I love Bochi. I had another character in mind, but now
Daniel's wife is Sumi from Rented Girlfriend.
No, do not say no. There's not a single.
So Sumi was who I thought of, but I've never actually met her in the show because I dropped it before she showed up, and I've not read anything, obviously, of Rented Girlfriend, and I won't read anything. So all I know is she's the cutest one.
She's the most tolerable character in the show. However, another character we have on this list, Mommy is the best girl because she's actively trying to end the series, and so I can respect that.
Crazy.
But then, all right, I feel like we need to set a barrier here. I don't feel like we go to the extreme. There are extreme ends, obviously. Like Komi.
We don't have to go to the extreme of Komi.
Miku from Quince?
Yeah, like a Miku from Quince.
I didn't really like Miku from Quince that much. I'll say it.
I like Miku.
Bochi is a good example if you want me to win me over to go a little higher.
Bochi, and then
I also
there's Fuka from Tomozaki, which is also one of my favorites.
Yeah, Fuka's fair.
I don't like this character.
I feel like it might be tolerable for me, teetering on the edge of being
settle on tolerable.
Yeah, I think tolerable is like a decent place here for it.
It's neutral. Can't go wrong.
It could be good and it could be fun, but I feel like when I think of shy characters, for me, I just don't like most of them very much.
I think there's a limit,
and I think the only reason why it works for Bochi for me is because the show is funny, and like Bochi being shy is a comedic gag consistently.
Okay, so there's a difference, right? So like there's shy, but then there's like if you like actually like will not talk at all. It's like, I mean, I'm not going to judge people based on
Yeah,
that, but it's
and
like,
that's
a
the
lot.
Comey extreme example is the
Yeah, it's
literally
like,
not talking at all type of thing. And that's like really cringe to me, at least on paper.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It can go far. I'm more on the cringe side, but Tolliver's fine. I can see how sometimes, if it's central to the story, then it could be good. Be a plot point or whatever.
I'm trying to think of like a Nanako from like Senora Girl would be, because she's not like,
Yeah.
she doesn't talk, but she like communicates. She's like,
Yeah.
she's not an introvert or anything. She'll communicate with people, but she does it through writing. So I'm like, where does that
I kind of
fit?
feel like that's not this.
It's not this, but I'm like,
because it's not
wondering,
about her being shy.
where
Yeah.
would that fit on anything?
I feel like that's probably one of those things that
Probably
has a
like-
super specific
yeah.
example we
Like
don't
she'd
have
fit
on this
more
list.
here probably than anything. Just doesn't speak words. Anyway, next up.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Kami Dere. I picked Aqua. Probably not a good example. Better example would be like,
This people have like a god complex.
yes, God. Yeah, perfect. That's a perfect. Yeah. Well, Kami literally means God, but yeah.
Yeah, and Aqua is also a literal goddess, but
Literally.
Yeah,
like,
no. But like,
she doesn't even
someone
have a
who
complex. She just is.
yeah, right. I mean, yeah, for that it's like more of an ironic thing, but like, yeah, I mean, Light is like the perfect example, honestly, for Death Note because gets some power and thinks he's like God. I think
feel like I kind of like this
it
one.
I think it's cringe.
Yeah, I think
There are moments
I don't
when
know.
it can get really crazy. I think the problem
Yeah.
is I'm thinking of male characters that have this, and all the male characters like obviously, but any male characters that I think of, I'm like,
LinkedIn.
yeah, right. I'm just like, oh, I like those characters. They're pretty hype.
Mhm.
I guess if it's strictly females though, there's not many.
It's only with
examples
a
I can
limit to
think of that I
strictly
like that
female.
much.
No.
We're not sexist
like-
around here.
Yeah, of course.
Never mind.
What
But
do
yeah, I
you have something to say? we doing this?
You got any confessions?
No, nothing. But yeah, no, I think God complex, like in villains, I feel like it's often overused, or it's something that's like,
It's
I don't know,
definitely like a very villain typical thing.
yeah. But
I think
it's,
if my
it's
my
funny
main
sometimes.
characters like Aqua have god complexes,
Yeah.
it's really bad. But if like rival characters or like side characters have god complexes, I'm like really into it.
yeah, I think I'm the reverse, or like, yeah, I think it's just situational. I think like,
Does Gary Oak fall under this?
yeah,
I would
think Derek's
assume
perfect.
Gary
think he
Oak
would,
probably
right?
That's a perfect
follows
example.
after this. Yeah.
He's extremely arrogant, Well, I mean, first season, right?
Well, he kind of never loses it.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
just
it's
less
like
of an ass
subdued.
about it.
It's subdued a
Yeah.
little bit less, or subdued. I think it's okay.
I don't know. This to me, this could land anywhere. I could
I've
see it going
never
down to
personally
cringe.
been too big on it. It's just like, I don't know. I prefer my characters to be more like I'm not like not realistic. That's not the word, but not pieces of shit. Even the villains I want to be like at least because like like villains are difficult to write, right? And that's why a lot of people go for the typical like they want power or that something like that, or they think they're the goat. Like it's like Licorice Roco kind of had like two sides of the coin of like the god complex, because you had the Allen Institute or whatever, like literally like thinking he's like a servant of God, going around like getting these like talented people. And then you had Majima, who thinks he's like the hero of the story, even though like anti-hero or whatever. And I feel like it worked fine more for Majima, but Allen Institute or whatever is like a little goofy. He was dedicated to his cause, I guess, but I don't know. It's definitely like it's more. I'm thinking of like another Angel Beats character. I don't remember his fucking name, but he was like at one point he was like trying to literally become God, and I always found him pretty fucking annoying to me. But
is he the guy with glasses? Or
he had like the goofy hat, and I don't think he had glasses, but like he had like he was like kind of gay for the main character.
Yeah,
based.
Anyway,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being cringe if only for the reason that I can't think of any female characters I really like this
Yeah,
trait of. But I do
I
think
think-
there's a lot of male characters that I like this trait a lot in.
Yeah, I think it works with like Light. Like I think because Light's like the focus of the story, right? Like the whole point is like
Hmm.
he's like thinks he's God, but then there's like, a force, well, specifically, so yeah, it's a force. I mean, it's essentially the public centralized around a couple characters trying to stop him. So I think in that case it like works because it's central to the story. I think just like random like God complex characters is like kind of weird. I'm down to put it in cringe. I just think like sometimes it works.
I think it can. Like, I think an example where they meet their maker sort of thing or whatever, and,
Yeah.
and like get
Yeah.
it knocked out of them is fine as like a character thing. But I feel like most of the time that's not the case, and they're just annoying.
Yep. Fair enough.
Anyway,
Okay. Next one, your actual favorite character, because it's just trying to end the series, is Dere for
Mhm.
Mommy. So this one is basically like someone who acts, sweet, but is actually like an asshole. Or basically, they have a
I
grudge
hate
or,
these
like,
characters.
I hate
yeah,
them too.
Two-faced
think-
bitches.
yeah. I'm down to put it in the yonder tier. I was really
It's
fast.
just strictly. It's like one of those things because this literally, Mbami did this in Rent a Girlfriend, where at first I was like, oh, she doesn't seem too bad, and then she just becomes a bitch, and I realized that she played me too, and I'm like, yeah, no,
She
fuck this
played
character.
me too. It became
Are you
personal.
in
Yeah.
love with her too, huh? It's crazy.
I mean, would.
Absolutely would.
Okay. Anyway. So, yeah. I think also this personality trait is especially bad because like a lot of them are like tropes that you'll just see in anime and you like won't see in real life. But I think the two-faced person or the person who seems sweet but is actually mean to you in real and like when push comes to shove, I think those are the kinds of people that everybody hates, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's like a lot of like, I
Like
think
there's
everybody
no
is-
situation where I consider this to be a good personality trait.
No. It's one of the worst, and I think everybody's had like a couple bad experiences with people done this.
There are
before, so-
definitely people into this though, because we can have no nice things. But
Yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, Yandere, perfect for that one. The next one, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but it's Undere. Yeah, it's like Undere. So basically, it's a character who says like yes to everything. I think I put Misa here because it overlaps with I guess kind of overlaps with Mega Dere, but it's not necessarily have to be a fan. But it's someone who just like agrees with like the main character, their love interest.
so they're a
without-
yes man.
Yes, yes, man.
They're
Perfect.
probably brainwashed in a lot of
Yes.
scenarios.
Actually, that's 90% the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
This is a weird.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
cringe.
don't think I like this, but it doesn't even feel like the fault of the character. It's just like,
I feel like
I
you'll
would
see this a lot in like
please just do better for yourself.
it's like a typical like harem trait thing where they just
Yeah.
like the main character and everything he says just because like maybe they were saved by a character or whatever, and so they don't find any faults with them. I don't know. I think
No,
it's just
that's
cringe.
Yeah, I think it's like when you have like a crush on someone and you like see everything good about them, but you won't see any of their faults. It's like that's the kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's, in a more practical sense, they're like literally agreeing to everything. I personally think it's cringe because don't be brainwashed.
Yeah.
Don't be brainwashed.
Brainwashed is cringe.
Don't be brainwashed in real
Yeah.
life too.
That's true.
That one happens.
Question authority. Always question authority.
Do your own
Okay.
research.
Yes. Don't believe what the media says. As our friend Kyrie Irving would say.
Yeah.
Our friend, my good friend Kyrie.
When are
Irving.
we getting Kanye on the podcast?
No. We're not going there. Okay.
At this point, I think if you emailed Kanye and
He'd
asked him if he
probably
wanted to
come
come
on.
on the podcast, there's
he
like
would,
a
he would.
30% chance. If he saw it, he would be like, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm in."
Yeah, I don't think our video would last too long, so let's just move
Oh
on.
no. Demonetized. Our
I'd have
few
to like
cents will go
edit
away.
out I'd have to like, actually like put effort into editing the podcast.
You'd edit out every part where he speaks.
Every
we'll
part
sound
where
demented.
Kanye speaks.
We'll sound like we're talking to ourselves. It's actually
We're
what
just
we'll
like trying to ask for his opinions on anime. It's like, you know what? Hitler was pretty cool. Anyway, if Alex Jones couldn't handle him, we can't handle him. Move
Absolutely
it on.
not.
Okay. Next one is I kind of combined a few of them. Or I guess kind of. This is like the OG Dere or Ojo Dere. It's like the prince/princess complex.
I fucking hate these characters. I hate them so much. Every fucking bone in my
Me too,
body.
me too.
I hate Ojo Samas. And they're fucking
I mean,
the wahaha
I
laugh
think
type of
if we
thing.
I think if we put the God Complex character in cringe, then this is Yandere.
This is I hate
That's
this
how
character. Every bone in my
I
fucking
think
body.
This specifically needs to be lower than the God Complex.
I think I just hate rich people. I mean, what?
Amen.
I
Honestly,
hate the 1%. Yeah, let's just
The 1%ers
The
belong
one-
in the 1% of hell in our tier list.
I just like I can't think of any Ojo Sama girls that I have like it's the ones that do the laugh, the fucking like token Ojo Sama laugh
the
that
laugh is what is the worst part.
it is
Yeah.
literally the worst thing. It is like an ear screeching like I hate this character type of thing. And they're like even the ones that don't do it like they have like the personality. I can't fucking stand them. Cuz it's like God Complex but like even more annoying.
The worst. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worse than God Complex. God Complex is just like it's often just a mental thing. These princess/prince complex often occurs as a result of or alongside a lot of actual wealth, where they just like ignore all the peasants, that
Yeah,
kind of
we
trait.
hate
Nobody
rich
likes
people.
that.
Yeah, there's
exactly.
like having an ego, and then there's like being Chase Claypool or something like that. I don't know.
Yo, hey, don't do my man. He's not my man anymore.
He's not your man. He's on the Bears now. Top three,
No,
top
I
three
know.
receiver in the league, by the way.
Nah, listen. After that Minnesota game where he like posed after getting a first down, that was a nail in the coffin, man.
Oh,
But
he
I don't like his
fucking
characters. Yeah.
couldn't get the ball set.
That should have been the pick. I shouldn't have picked Lelouch because I actually like Lelouch, and I don't even know if this example is like.
I don't
good.
feel like he
I
probably
don't
fits more
really
in the
feel
God
like this is
Complex.
Lelouch.
Yeah, I think so.
Not I haven't even fucking seen Kogias, but from what I know of the character, I don't feel like it really fits.
No, but he is technically rich, but he's technically royalty too. So, but yeah, I think Chase Claypool would have been.
Chase Claypool.
If we have Garfield and SpongeBob in here, I think Chase Claypool would have been.
Anyway.
Okay, next one. Speaking of SpongeBob, actually, do you got a SpongeBob here?
Yeah, why is SpongeBob here?
I don't want to pick any other example. Okay, here's that there, right? So it's just a term for characters who are loud and annoying. That's literally it.
Okay, so modern SpongeBob.
Yes, yes, perfect.
So they're just loud and annoying. I feel like this is.
I feel like I need more if you want me to not put this at maximum
Uzaki-chan. Uzaki-chan. Have you seen that anime?
Okay, I know of it, and I've heard the. Yeah,
I saw it as a meme. Okay, only as a meme. It's a group watch. Okay.
I feel like
I feel like this is. I feel like I despise these characters.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like Yandere is about to be the biggest fucking.
Yandere is going to be the biggest tier.
I'm telling you, no, anime tropes are like. I'm telling you, dude. They're just a mess most of the time.
At this point, I feel like we need to redo our tiers.
we can reevaluate afterward.
Yeah. Because we're gonna have so many things in Yandere tier.
I didn't expect this outcome.
I almost feel like we should add tier underneath current Yandere to be the real Yandere and turn.
Make it red for hell or something. Make it black.
Yandere.
Yandere 2.
Yes.
Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, we'll make this the like a light gray, and then make this the dark gray.
I like that. I like that. I like
there
that.
we go.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll reevaluate the Yandere.
It's just funny that we've had more of them in. We have like 5 things in Yandere tier, none of them Yandere at the moment, and one thing that's quality.
We'll get there. But I think that speaks to like how some of the tropes are. Not that the characters themselves may be bad.
I think the problem, because a lot of the tolerable tropes, for example, are like it could be quality or it could be Yandere, depending on which character you're talking about.
Maybe anime is just cringe.
Amen.
Self-aware. It's crazy.
I still watch too much of it, but anyway. I don't feel like
Okay,
we can get
next
like
one.
next one. Is this just bullying? What is
Yeah,
bully
So this is
Dere?
Dere.
bully?
This is the opposite of Dere. It's the opposite of Best. It's a sadist or sadist or whatever.
They like to hurt other people.
Yeah, and maybe not with physical violence, but maybe sometimes with just torture. A lot of the time, mental.
It's
and physical.
cringe.
I think it's pretty cringe.
I think it's pretty yandere.
It is pretty yandere. Just yandere one.
We'll deal with yandere 2 afterward.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
there are subgroups to determine the lowest level of the inferno.
Anyway,
surely this is the yandere, right?
Surely this is
Actually
yandere 2.
Actually, yandere. Right. Understood.
There are no
non-yanderes.
good yandere.
Surely we
They're
don't
not-
need to tell people what a yandere is, right?
For those of you who at home who don't know what a
Give us some-
yandere is,
Give them a rundown. Give them a
It's the
rundown.
worst type of character. Know that.
this is just like would you kill someone for the person you love,
Yeah.
or maybe kill the one you love?
Would you kill the person you
That's not my
you
answer.
kill-
I just said,
would
yeah,
you-
that is the definition.
Anyway, yonder. I can't like Kurumi from Data Life is like the most tolerable, I guess, like Mars has said, but I still don't like them.
Yeah,
I
and
like
she has
it's
other
tough. I
traits.
wanted to like
I don't know.
Kurumi because I like her design the most, but she just I don't know. I'm not really big into. She doesn't like. She's not too yandere.
She's
not bad.
she's like neutralish yandere, but
Maybe at
still
the start
yandere.
she's like very yandere, but like then she like
Mhm.
changes. But
At
anyway,
the start she's like to activate her shit. She's like shooting herself. And
Yeah,
it's a lot,
it's a little.
but
goofy.
I don't know if I would call that Well, I would call that yandere, but it's like a different.
She also threatens to kill the main character a lot, even though she like anyway. It's yandere is bad. No one likes. I mean, people
Yandere is
do. People do like yandere, but anyway,
No, people do. There's a
No one should.
huge fitness.
I feel like that's like a personal red flag. You should like reevaluate. Like,
Yeah.
if that's
I
what you're
cannot
looking
be
for.
friends. I cannot be friends with someone who likes yanderes.
Here's what the thing is. It's like people have
It's like a guilty
skewed perception
pleasure.
of what it is. It's like they think that like someone being obsessed with them is like good because maybe they're desperate for attention or like they just
Psychoanalyzing yandere enjoyers.
no. But I'm telling you, it's like people think that's like a good trait because it's like, oh, they're interested in me or like whatever. I want that, right? But they're like,
I want
real
someone
life-
to. Just,
yeah, in real life, it's like not good. Like you don't want someone who like freaking,
Personally, I prefer
He's-
my
that's-
significant other not to be behind bars for 10 to 20.
that too. So it presents some legal danger too.
Yeah.
Okay, last one is save the best for last. Kopio, Dere.
Oh,
I think you guys can figure that one out.
Yeah, they're just clumsy, dumb.
Pegasus.
I feel like
Clumsy.
this can be anywhere from cringe to good or quality even, but
I mean,
I'll let you guys
surely
go
we
first.
just put it
What the fuck?
intolerable, right?
I'd say
It's.
tolerable.
I mean, it's like I enjoy these characters to some degree,
it
but
depends
I
on
wouldn't call
how
them
stupid.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
I
if
don't
they're,
think
if
I
they're
would
a
call
little
them good.
if they're a little goofy. I feel like they're like this is like a subcategory of like the goofy, clumsy, but it's just sleeping, and so they're not like stupid. They're just indifferent.
Yeah, they're tired. They like to sleep.
Yeah. I feel this can definitely like a lot of these can like go up and down the spectrum or whatever, but I feel
We can
like
talk about rebalancing now that we're looking at it too.
Yeah, and I think for like me, like the Dere, I think it's like I think it's cool, or it's like it can be okay as a gimmick, but like if it's your entire personality trait to just be stupid, I just get tired of it very easily. So I don't know, yeah, tolerable was fine, I think.
it definitely it definitely depends on like where the stupid is.
Yeah. Can you show me your stupid, bro?
Like does your IQ like I don't
Is it in your
know.
butt, or
Does
is
it
it in your
does it
left arm?
does it qualify you to have like special privileges, or are you like just a little dumb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So let's see. What can we rebalance?
Yeah. So the
What can we
question
put?
now is there anything that we want to consider moving?
I feel like I'm willing to move some things down to yandere too.
Oh, I think the mommy. What is it? Dore?
I feel like this is
Yeah.
fun,
Yandere.
and like maybe
Yandere.
the bully down to yandere too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those.
I think the princess.
Masochist also exists.
No, okay, masochist. I'm willing to give a pass because it's like
Yeah.
it's like whack, but it's like I think
It's
prince
not like
slash princess
harmful
complex is worse.
behavior.
I mean, to them, it's it's pretty harmful. It doesn't like it has nothing to do with other people. It's their own problem, I guess.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are like detriments to society.
No, but I'm telling you, like prince slash princess, it's because of how they treat other people. That's what I had. Just like
I'm willing to put that in Yandere too. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's just like
Just 'cause I
awful.
think I hate it more than anything like besides Yandere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else for cringe. It's like weird because a lot of these are just like comic relief kind of things.
Yeah.
I think Yes Men, the Miso one is. It's like
I don't know.
It's
It's not like
hard because
Yandere,
I
but I
don't
can't move
dislike
it up.
that bad.
character usually, but I usually dislike what they're doing to themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel
Just
like
Remain
we need a
brainwashed.
tier below good and tolerable.
I do kind of agree with that.
Okay. What if we just have like a hit and miss tier or like a depends? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe-
yeah, it could be like a decent or something. Well, is that even a better word than tolerable? That's debatable.
No. The land between. Okay, I like that. I like it.
I feel like
Land-
I'd be willing to put like Kudere up
Yeah,
here.
Kudure's pretty neutral, right? I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
they're just
All
different.
right, I
They're
think
not emotionless.
Kudera's could go here. I want to say the Kaguya, the game playing
Liar.
games or whatever.
The little trickster.
Yeah, trickster. I feel like that one might be
Yeah,
a
it's
little
just
bit better.
it's just
because
like,
it's like a fun character usually.
it is fun
Yeah.
usually, but if it goes south, it can go very south. But yeah, I understand. Um, see, I still think a character like Komi or like the like hermit slash
Shy girl.
yeah. Okay, so
I think
again,
I'd be fine with moving Shy Girl up to the land between.
no, but no, I would
like-
move it up because it's like I
I
think there's like a
definitely would
difference though.
not move it down though.
Because
Yeah,
it's like there's a difference, man. This is like it's like shy, but then it's like unable to talk to people. It's like, dude, I don't know, man.
Well, not all of them are like
Well,
unable
yeah,
to
is
like
that-
Komi's
that's
like the
why-
Giga Extreme. That's why it's I don't
that's
know.
why I feel like I would be fine with it going up because there are examples of just like Shy Girl that are
Yeah,
like
fair enough.
pretty
If you
good
just
characters.
include shy girls too, yeah, that's fine. Let me think what else.
Should we put Brock up in tolerable?
Dude, yeah,
Has he earned his tolerable?
I love Brock, dude. I love Brock. I think Brock's so funny.
All right, we'll make the distinction right now. Brock specifically
Brock
can be
is
can be
tolerable.
intolerable.
all
All
the
right,
other
deal.
fanboys
Deal.
and fangirls,
Handshake?
They're all cringe.
y'all always still cringe. I think what we've learned is that anime tropes in general.
So-
Anime tropes are kind of bad. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
depends. I mean,
I
it depends. A lot of like people just overplay them. I feel like.
Yep.
Characters can be good in almost any trope except for Yandere, of course.
Yeah.
And anything in Yandere too.
Anything in Yandere
But-
2 is undeniably terrible.
But so much is more reliant, I think, on the writing for the story than just the character type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think so speaking of tropes, because I finished the first season of Kaguya. I have to watch the rest now because it was really good.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the shows that I was thinking about, like with tropes. It's like every character is a different personality, which is true.
Every
Which is true for
every
any-
character
any
has a
show.
trope, but they're all good characters.
Yeah, and they're not overboard tropes. It's like, well, there's two things I think that they do well. I think number one, they like play like just due to the nature of the show. I think they like make the trope moments like very funny, or like they over exaggerate them to a point where it's like you can tell it's like ironic. It's not like an actual Cinderella like just being an asshole to the main character for 15 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And I think the second thing is like they're just like more well-rounded characters. I think they're more than the average Cinderella. They have like more dynamic personalities, if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I just find the characters very fun. I think that's like the best part about the show. It's like the characters are just fun, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. I just really like the characters. I think the characters are the best part of the show, honestly. So yeah. So that's one of the shows that I think like deviates from the tropes in a way that like does not sap the unique personalities from each of the characters, which I think like maybe you argue it. Some shows might have that where each character doesn't have a distinct personality. They're just like talking heads, right? But I think that show does a very, very good job of keeping each personality unique, but also like making them dynamic enough to where they're like just like in different situations they just act differently.
Yeah.
I think like a show that like does the tropes that I'm just like thinking off the top of my head, but like it's good for other reasons, like that I really like for other reasons was like Toradora. It's like very obviously there's a Tsundere, but like because of the way the story goes, it works out in the end, right? And they don't try to hide that it's like a trope or that it's like a very cliche like type of character. But
where is my Dere for like big sister type character?
I did not find them, but
I'm surprised that it wasn't on there.
Oh, we have to count, right?
That's something that like when I was talking about the sleepy one, like Kanata was my example, but like the other thing I like about Kanata is that she is like the responsible big sister type character and that type of stuff. I'm surprised that hasn't made the Dere list.
You have to add that yourself, bro. It's a wiki. You can contribute.
Yeah, of course. I definitely am.
Random.com, bro.
The Dere wiki.
Bro, there's Gundere. Gundere is a term for character.
Link me the fucking wiki page.
Yeah.
You need to look at this.
Yeah, I will. It's so funny.
What
There's so many ones.
All right, we completed our tier list. Time to go on to our adventure section of the podcast.
Because it's like I had to eliminate so many of them.
Yeah. Okay, so these seem like the normal ones. They're the trend. What the fuck is it? Godere? Did we look at this?
No, we didn't look at it because I didn't think it was like that good. But it's like
stop at nothing to obtain whatever they think or want their master to have. Based. Yeah. It's a based character.
It's a little wacky.
It's a little goofy, but based.
So it's just like I feel like it's just a more extreme yes man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a yes man, but they actually produce results.
Yeah.
True.
Which there's so fucking many.
The master.
Yeah, no.
Category violent.
All right, we won't go to category violent.
I mean, it's just, whatever you expect yonder. It's
unofficial
like
Dere types.
Oh my god. List of variations. I'm out.
Let's click on the unofficial.
There's like zombie ones. There's like the gun one. There's like dog and cat one. Which like
fucking Beery Dere is an unofficial. Oh no, this is Beery Dere. Okay, this is the cowardly. I fucking hate every coward character.
That's the Pokemon. That's the Pokemon item. The Beery Berry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy, dude.
A Borodere, good heart who lives in poor conditions. That's not like a
poor people. Okay,
poor people.
It's literally
not a personality
just
trait.
A poor person.
Basudere is a character who acts bossy. I feel like that's a Tsundere.
That's just a Tsundere archetype.
Kind of, yeah.
Character that can be seen as rude and impolite and tend to act with unmannerly. I feel like that works.
It's funny.
So you have
if it's a funny character, I'm usually into this one. The music in Toki is a good example.
Yeah, if they're like just a straight up dick, it's a little whatever. But if they're like usually like assholes, but they have like the good side to them or whatever, it's like the main character of Space Daddy definitely fits this. He is like an absolute piece of shit unless it's like a serious situation. I guess I guess it's all the unofficials.
There was more, but it was alphabetized and it gave you a trigger warning.
Oh,
that's what it was that you stopped at. So if
I stopped in the right place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's true. I don't want to get demonetized.
Why is there a cat Dere?
Cat Dere?
It's Nyandere. It's
Nyandere.
It's definitely cat girl.
It is actually. But it's like, what can I do? Like
cat related or obsessed with them.
They talk like one.
Oh.
I hate when they talk like one.
I hate that. But like again, that's not like it's kind of a personality trait, but it's not really a personality trait. It's like a quirky
trait.
It's like one that would have been funny to put on the list, but
That's true,
I
that's
don't
true.
think it necessarily
Bro.
deserves to be.
They put Tom from Tom and Jerry as example. My brother in Christ, it's an actual cat. It doesn't count.
He's literally a cat.
Yeah, that does not count. Oh my
Anyway.
gosh.
Oh, here's a Kurubi right there.
Sato Dere?
Yeah.
Sadistic personality.
Yeah, like, but it's not that.
A mean tease. I feel like that just fits under. It's like subcategories of other whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think it's still different from.
I feel like it's not more different than like any of the other like teasers.
Yeah.
I feel like doesn't sadistic like generally mean like torture? Kind of. I mean, I guess in the most literal sense. I don't know.
In a literal sense, but they're
Yeah.
like, it's like a meaner teasing, I guess, in like this
Sure,
form.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to doubt that like the sisterly thing exists.
Yeah.
Character who's obsessed with the marriage.
Surely there
like weird.
has to be
It's
a
Picasso.
sister Dere.
See, this one is like also like the marriage one is like can be borderline like yandere and stuff like that if they're like obsessed. I mean, if they just go to that point wanting to marry someone.
Trigger warning.
yeah.
No, man.
Bro, the
Character who has died and become a ghost.
See
That's
what
not
I
a
mean?
personality
this is like so
trait.
like
yeah.
specific.
That is definitely
not
not
a
a
personality
personality trait.
It's a little goofy.
Yeah, I cannot find via my Google searches any proof that older
Sisters
sister
exist.
character would be a Dere type.
What are the other
Which I
violent
guess.
ones?
Oh, this is the drinking one.
Oh, this is the drinking one.
See, but this one's fair because this one is just a character who drinks a lot.
Yep.
This is zombie. This
Yeah, it's literally zombie. It's like, what do I do with this? Like,
Okay.
it doesn't mean anything.
yeah, it's
You had
yeah,
a life experience.
a lot of people on here don't understand what dairy means, I guess.
I don't know. Maybe this is an actual term people use, but who knows?
I don't know. But I feel like
this is our tier list.
we've compiled a good list here. I can't.
A good list.
Yeah.
And we've just determined that, tropes are
Determine that tropes are very weighed down.
Yeah.
Big
I
hit
consider
or
we got, like,
miss.
most of these average or below. Yeah, hit or miss is good.
Once we added the land between, now our tier list looks more balanced at least.
It does. It's still skewed.
It added Yandere too.
Yandere 2, which is
It was
bigger than
important.
Yandere 1.
Yeah, it was
And
important.
has
We did
Yandere,
have to
unlike Yandere.
distinguish.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I think it looks
Yeah.
great.
I think this is a tier list.
So
Is it one of the
fine.
tier lists of all time? Is that what you're going to say?
Definitely one
It
of the
is
tier lists of
one
all time.
them. It is for sure a tier list of all time. And we are also a podcast of all time that posts every Saturday at 3 p.m. EST on both YouTube and audio-only platforms. You can go to our anchor page, is linked in our YouTube. YouTube is the order an anime podcast. /Gochuucast is our handle or whatever. I don't know exactly how all that works, but it exists. And then on our anchor, you can find our links to the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Whatever. I put it all on. I think Amazon's on there too. But yeah, I don't think I missed anything from the intro.
No,
we already put half the intro.
Subscribe, rate 5. Yeah, we did the outro like halfway into this.
yeah, we had the
uh,
mid roll. Every so often, you gotta have a mid roll.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta fucking unfull screen so I can hit the stop recording button. See you next week.